This review is over integer operations. Just like your brain, you need to stretch it out. We need to practice. So we're going to be practicing our intergenese. So each one of you have been given this chart, right? This worksheet. So I would like you to complete this on your own and see how you did. So what do you remember about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers? Well, if you would like to pause it and do it on your own, you can, but here are the answers to it. So the first one is addition. If I draw out -2 and I put it together with 7 negatives, do you see any zero pair? Do you see any cancellation? I do not. So that would be -9. Another way is you could think of a number line. You're at 0. You go back 2 spaces, and -7 means you go back 7 more spaces until you reach -9. Number 2, if you have -12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you add 7 positives to it, these make 0 pairs, so we have -5. So let's bubble in negative and 5. That's -5. Another way you can see it is if you draw a number line and you're at 0, -12 means you go back to -12, and +7 you go forward 7 spaces, so you're at -5. So that's addition. Let's do subtraction. There are 2 ways to do this. One part you can draw it, or there's a shortcut. Let's first do the drawing part. So you're starting with -4. Can I take away 7 positives from this? I cannot. So, what is a way I can take away 7 positive without changing the value of this? I need to draw 0 pairs. So I take away these 7 positives. So I start with -4, take away 7 positive. What do you see? I see -4 plus -7. What do you have when you have -4 and -7? -11. So I bubble -11. Another way I can see it, think of a number line. You're at 0. You go to -4. -7 minus 7 means you go back 7 spaces to -11. Another way is using a shortcut we've learned in the past called add the opposite. So you keep the -4, you turn the subtraction to it, adding. What's the opposite of 7? -7. So number 4, let's draw this. So I draw 4 positives. Can I take away 7 negatives from this? I don't have enough, so I need to draw some 0 pairs. So I draw 7 pairs or 0 pairs. Now can I take away the 7 positive? Yes, I can. So what do you see here? I see 4 positive, and I see 7 negatives. What do you have when you have 4 positive and 7 negatives? You have 3 negative. That's one way, or you can think of it as a number line. You start at 0, you go to 4, and you go back 7 spaces until you reach -3. Or you can use the shortcut that we talked about called add the opposite. So you keep the 4. What's the opposite of, so add, turn subtraction to it, adding. The opposite of 7 is -7. The same thing as our model, so that's -3. Next one, 3 groups of -8. I could draw this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 groups of -8 is -24. Or 3 times 8 is 24. This negative, what's the opposite of 24? -24. And last but not least, this is a division. What's 30 divided by 5? 6. Is it going to be positive or negative? If you see 2 negative, this negative means what's the opposite of a negative? Positive. So this is +6. Or you could just bubble in 6. So is this coming back to you? So in adding, you draw up the counters or using a number line. Subtracting, you can use a hint called add the opposite. And multiplying, if you see a negative, means to do the opposite. If you see two negatives, it's the opposite of a negative, which is a positive. So I would like you to complete this table. You may use any digits along it as it work. Something plus something is -2. I know I'm going to have kids who write 0 plus -2. I do not fault that. But what about 4 plus -6? So 4 positive, 6 negatives, that would be -2. Next one, something minus something equals -2. Oh, 0 minus 2. That would work. What about 5 minus 7? If I have 5 and I take 7 away, I am -2. That would work. Something group of something is -2. Two groups of -1. There's one group of -1. Here's a second group of -1. That would be -2. And last but not least, what two numbers can I divide equals -2? 10 and 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Let's put a negative here. 10 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I divide it into 5 groups, and that would be -2. So now that you had to practice this, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be working with your table or with a partner, and using the digits 0 through 9, can you manipulate this, and then you'll scan these QR codes for the answer. So 7 plus -10. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to draw these. If I draw 7 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10 negatives, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These make 0 pairs, so it's -3. So 3 would go right here. Next one, -2 plus -6. If I have 2 negatives, I added to 6 negatives, that would be any 0 pairs? No, -8. So I will move this here. -5. So next one, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 9 positives. These make 0 pairs, so it's +4. That goes here. That we're doing 9 plus -2. If I have 9 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 negatives, this makes 0 pair, so it's 7. 8. Now this is where it gets a little harder. You know what? I want to continue doing all the addition first until I'm done, and then I'll go by subtraction. 5 negatives, 30 positive. Do I have more positives or more negatives? More positive by how many? 25. So 25. So now I am left with things. So subtraction. There are many ways you could do subtraction. Do you want to use the shortcut of add the opposite, or would you like to draw this? If you are going to draw this, you start with 8 positives. Can I take away 1 negative from this? There's nothing to take away. So you have to draw a 0 pair. Now can I take away 1 negative? Yes, I can. So 8 plus 1 makes 9. For those who remember the shortcut, you start with 8. You turn this to an add. What's the opposite of -1? 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. That goes right there. Next one. Let's draw this for those who like drawing. -2. Can I take away 4 positives from this? Nope. I have to draw 0 pairs. So that's -2 plus -4 is -6. Again, shortcut, -2. Add, what's the opposite of 4? -4 is -6. And the last one, -7. And now let's do the shortcut for this one. -7. Add, the opposite of -17 is 17. So they're more positive by 10. And that is the answer here. So what you're going to do is now you will continue doing this one. You may pause it if you would like to practice at home. And then you'll do this one. You may pause it to practice at home. Good luck on this.